The course is a very good course. It's one that's really suited for breaking records on, but I am extremely happy.
And how do you feel about all the neighborhoods in Chicago? This is your first time here.
መጀመሪያ ጊዜሽ ነው እዚህ ስትሮጪ የቺካጎን ሰፈሮች በሙሉ አይተሻል። ምን ይሰማሻል ስለዛ? ማለት ያው እዚህ በማሸነፌ በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል።
It was good to discover these young athletes, especially Alma Zayana, who ran in her first championships and took a bronze medal. She's someone who in the future will replace Turunesh and myself.
Sabrina Yohannes, a freelance reporter living in the United States. Saw earlier today you're covering some of the Ethiopian athletes. Maybe give us some insight in, when an Ethiopian comes to the United States to compete, maybe talk about what their expectations are, or, when they're traveling, are they traveling together? Maybe talk about the experience of an Ethiopian athlete coming to New York to compete, your perception of it.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of times they will come in pairs or groups, and Ethiopian society is a very communal society, so people do very much stay in touch with one another and work together and train together and support one another. So there's very much that between the athletes, but there's also that connection with the local Ethiopian community. It so happens in New York there are a considerable number of Ethiopian athletes who have settled here and who compete here for local track clubs in the New York area. So they're always there to support the Ethiopian athletes and come over from Ethiopia for competitions. And then to some extent the community, the local Ethiopian community as well, will reach out and invite them out for dinner and things like that. So they get a lot of support from fellow Ethiopians wherever they go.
So this communal idea, does this exist in Ethiopia also in support of their native athletes, not just when the top are out, in the world competing? On a day-to-day basis, is there general support for the track and field athletes at home?
There is, and it's been growing. I think starting out, despite all the success Ethiopia has had in track and field, by far the most popular sport was soccer, and still is. But I think there's been much more growing awareness of how much Ethiopian distance runners especially, accomplish overseas. Previously, it used to be just the Olympics that people knew about, and people are becoming much more aware now of world championships and other major competitions and races. So yeah, there's a great deal of support, and people do support them, but there's also just as many budding and aspiring runners in the cities and in the towns who are trying to make it. So everywhere you go, you will see people in tracksuits or shorts or whatever running and training.
Where do you think that's coming from? Is that coming from Kenya? Is that influence coming, or is it just coming from the success that's grown from the Ethiopian soil? I
would beg to differ and say almost the other way around, that actually a lot of the East African running tradition begins with, on a major level in events. Ababa Bikila, who was the world Olympic marathon champion, who won again in Tokyo. So that a lot of the Ethiopian distance running follows from that, and then Kenyan distance running will have their own for runners like Volcano and others follow from there. So no, it's not influenced by Kenya.
Okay, maybe it's the other way around.
To a certain extent it is, but for sure there was a big gap in the 1980s primarily, where prior to that, like Ethiopia's most noteworthy participation in track and field was at the Olympics. And when Ethiopia boycotted a couple of the Olympic Games during the time of the socialist military government that was in Ethiopia, that kind of created a real gap in the continuity of Ethiopian athletics, which got picked up again in '92 at the Barcelona Olympics, where the Rajasulu won gold, and then from there Atlanta and Sydney and so on. So it's been building back up. So there was that interruption in Ethiopia that might not have been the same in Kenya.
So somebody like me in my 30s, that might explain why it seemed like throughout the 80s it was Kenya and then Ethiopia seemed to catch up, but it was more of a rebound than a catching up. Okay.
Not only that, it's also that Ethiopian focus was primarily on the Olympics and then on a secondary level, World Championships, whereas Kenyans have been running in commercial meets and commercial road races in very large numbers, throughout that whole time. And then still to this day, there's no comparison between the depth in Kenya, the number of runners who are competing internationally is still much greater than that in Ethiopia. So if you go to some small town in the U.S., chances are, whatever little 10K they have, they've seen Kenyan runners there. They may or may not have seen Ethiopian runners, so that also adds to that perception of Kenya as a distance running nation. But I think now both are, and both are great rivals and great friends.
So in the United States, when top athletes in basketball, baseball, football walk down the street, they're recognized. The same exists for Ethiopian distance runners, and maybe talk about the perception of the public towards the top athletes. Are they heroes? Are they regular people? Speak to that a little bit.
The top athletes are very much recognized. They are loved. They are adored. Some of them are revered, like Haile Selassie. I mean, people can't stop speaking highly of him. So yeah, we have. I admire them. I love them. I think there's less of a sense of fame to the point where it becomes like a security issue. Like here, for example, I don't know how easily Derek Jeter can walk out of Yankee Stadium and walk down the street in New York. So there isn't that sense. I think perhaps the culture is sort of very respectful, maybe. I'm not quite sure where it comes from, but there isn't a sense that people will get threatened or mobbed to the point where they just can't live. But of course, they will get approached, people, greeting them, wanting to take pictures, autographs. There may be that sort of thing to anyone, and maybe perhaps more to them, but not to the point where they just can't move around.
Last question. Are top Ethiopian athletes criticized and critiqued the way that American athletes are, the top people?
They are. And again, that's something that's kind of grown over time. Like the media in general has expanded in Ethiopia, and there's a lot of papers and stuff like that. Yeah, they are criticized, sometimes fairly, sometimes unfairly. I think.
Like, do they call for Haile's retirement, for example?
Believe it or not, yes, there are people who kind of say, why doesn't he just retire gracefully and stop running? But there are just as many people who recognize that he's still performing so phenomenally, he's still doing dramatic things and breaking records, that they do support him. And also Ethiopians who follow track are actually very demanding in terms of wanting nothing less than gold. So in that sense, there's enormous pressure, but by the same token, there's just as much appreciation. When they do bring home gold, people flock to the streets and to greet them, and parades, spontaneously break out and stuff like that. So it's both a lot of pressure, but a tremendous amount of appreciation and recognition that I think motivates all of the athletes.
I was very comfortable. The results are great too, especially since it's my first time. I'm extremely happy.
Thank you. And the floor is open to your questions now. Next question.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Mr. and my question is, you have an illustrated career throughout your career, so you have participated in lots of championships. What's next for you? And the next one is, as representative of Ethiopian athletes, how could you summarize Ethiopian participating in this championship? What is that this? Or what are you doing this week?
በአማርኛ ወይስ በእንግሊዝኛ? እሺ ውድድሩ ያው በጣም ጥሩ ነበረ። በተለይ የሚያስደስተው ነገር ሁለት ወጣት አትሌቶች ኢትዮጵያ በጣም በጥሩ ሁኔታ ኢትዮጵያን ወደፊት የሚያስጠሯት ሁለት አትሌቶች አግኝተናል። ያ በጣም የሚያስደስት ነው። አልማዝ አያና በተለይ የመጀመሪያ ውድድሯ ነው ዓለም ሻምፒዮና፣ በዛ ላይ ነሐስ ሜዳሊያ አግኝታለች። ወደፊት ደግሞ የኔና የጥሩነሽን ቦታ በከፍተኛ ደረጃ ይዛ ኢትዮጵያን በትልቅ ደረጃ የምታስጠራ አትሌት ስለሆነች በጣም ተደስቻለሁ። በውጤቴም በጣም ተደስቻለሁ። ሌላው እንግዲህ ከዚህ በኋላ ሌላ ቀጣይ ውድድሮችን አደርጋለሁኝ። በዓለም ሻምፒዮና መሳተፍ ፈልጋለሁ። ወደፊት ደግሞ ወደ ማራቶን መቀየር ሐሳብ አለኝ።
The competition was very good. Especially, it's really great that we had two young Ethiopian athletes who competed and did very well here. It was good to discover these young athletes, especially Almaz Ayana, who ran in her first championships and took a bronze medal. She's someone who in the future will replace Turunesh and myself. As for myself personally, I'm very happy with my results too, and after this I'll continue to compete at championships, and in the future I intend to also run a marathon.
Yes, please.
That's right. You and Turunesh were in different events in this championship. Do you look forward to the day that you actually get to line up and race against her, and will that happen this year?
Yes, I want to run both 10,000 and 5,000. Because of that, I'm going to for qualification 10,000. After that, we're going to back home. I will train for both races. But the federation decided to run each event, and Dibaba and me also decided to run each event to give opportunity for young athletes. And we did it. The young athletes, they get opportunity. They run very well, and I'm so happy for this. Yes, I like to run with Dibaba. She's the strongest athlete, and my biggest competitor is Dibaba. I want to run with her. I like to run with Dibaba.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations to all. My question is to Almaz and I want to forward it in Amharic. Almaz said,
You are in fact the Ethiopian champion in the steeplechase this year. When did you start running 5,000 meters? And in the future, do you expect to continue with the 5,000 meters, or are you going to go back to the steeplechase? Last year I ran one race only, and this year I've run some 5,000. In the future I'm leaning towards running the 5,000. I'm really enjoying it.
Yes, it is the first time. Thank you very much.
So you were expecting to break a world record here. You wanted it to be your personal best. Neither happened, but you are still the winner. How did the course feel?
የዓለም ረከድን ለመስበር ፈልገሽ ነበር፣ የራስሽንም ሰዓት ለማሻሻል ፈልገሽ ነበር። ሁለቱም አልተሳካም። ለማንኛውም ግን አሸናፊ ነሽ። ምን ይሰማሻል? ማለት ይሄ ውድድር ያው ያለ ፔስ ሜከር ነው የሮጥኩት። ብቻዬን ነው 42ቱንም የጨረስኩት እንደመራው። ያው ሪከርድ ለመስበር ደግሞ ፔስ ሜከር ያስፈልጋል። ትንሽም ንፋስ አለ። ግን ኮርሱ ያው በጣም ሪከርድ የሚሰበርበትና ፋስት የሆነ ቦታ ነው። በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል በማሸነፌ።
Yes, I ran without a pacemaker. The entire 42 kilometers, pretty much, I was leading. In order to break a world record, it's generally helpful to have pacemakers. There was also a little bit of wind. However, the course is a very good course. It's one that's really suited for breaking records on, but I am extremely happy.
And how do you feel about all the neighborhoods in Chicago? This is your first time here.
መጀመሪያ ጊዜሽ ነው እዚህ ስትሮጪ። የቺካጎን ሰፈሮች በሙሉ አይተሻል። ምን ይሰማሻል ስለዛ?
ማለት ያው እዚህ በማሸነፌ በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል። ብዙ ደጋፊዎች አሉ ሞራል ሲሰጡን ነበርና ይሄ ውድድር ደግሞ ለኔ ትልቅ ነገር ነው ለማሸነፍ። የሶስተኛ ጊዜ ነው ማራቶን። ይሄ ውድድር ለማሸነፍ ብዬ ዓለም ዋንጫ ሽልማቱ እንኳን ሲሰጥ ሄጄ አልወሰድኩም። ለዚህ ዝግጅት ጥሩ ዝግጅት ሳረግ ነበርና ያው ማሸነፌ ደስ ብሎኛል።
I'm very happy to have won. This was very special for me. This is my third marathon, and I'm very happy to have won here. I really worked very hard for this. In fact, after the World Championships, there was an award ceremony that I missed because I went straight towards preparation for this race.
Well, still the third fastest runner or woman runner in the world. So congratulations to you. We hope to see you back here next year.
I'd love to.
All right. Thank you very much. Back to you guys.